Hi, I'm Peter Stiller, Executive Director of the Community Reinvestment Association of North Carolina. And I'm here to talk about financial freedom, financial justice. Our organization promotes and protects community wealth. And in June, we held an event called the Financial Freedom Fest to help educate the public around the need for consumer protections. The economic crisis is caused in large part for financial institutions taking advantage of consumers and making loans that were not sustainable. And also in part because financial federal regulators didn't do their jobs. And in part because Congress didn't pass laws to protect consumers. And the result has been a devastating loss of homes through foreclosure and a severe crisis for our economy. But when times are tough, we say it's time to throw a party. And so through the use of entertainment of jazz singers and gospel singers, we also brought a message of what reforms are needed. Some of these reforms are to stop predatory mortgage lending. Some are to stop refund anticipation loans, high-cost loans made on people's anticipated tax refund, or to stop high-cost payday lending, or abusive credit cards, or student loans that leave students with more debt than they can hope to repay. There are many areas of reform in the financial market that will balance out the power between those with money and those without. And so when you watch this show, we hope that you'll enjoy the singers and the music. And we'll also hope you'll listen to the speakers who try to explain each of their issues and why reform is needed. Currently, during the month of October, November, and December, the Consumer Financial Protection Act will be moving its way through Congress. This is a significant overhaul of our regulatory system, which will provide one single agency to protect consumers. Currently, the authority to write the rules and enforce them are scattered over more than 9 different agencies and a tangled web that leaves consumers unprotected. The Consumer Financial Protection Agency will solidify all the rulemaking underneath one agency and the enforcement, particularly for those that are currently not regulated and for the largest of lenders under one agency. We're hoping that after you watch this show, you'll agree that these reforms are needed and that you'll make a call to your elected representatives to support the Consumer Financial Protection Act. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy the show.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out today to Financial Freedom Fest. My name is Stella Adams. I'm the board chair for the Community Reinvestment Association of North Carolina, which is sponsoring this event today. We are one of 50 cities holding days of action across the nation.
We have been working very hard in neighborhoods throughout America, and we've been making a difference. The coalition that you see around us here has started to change America. We were starting to make the difference that was going to last. And this economic debacle that has been created by the rich trying to get richer, that has been created by Wall Street being greedy, has created a problem for neighborhoods throughout America. We cannot let the economic debacle and the current recession turn back what has occurred that has been so wonderful. In neighborhoods as close as 3 or 4 blocks from here, you see revitalization happening. Now, the Community Reinvestment Association of North Carolina can help you do what you need to write your congressman, to email your congressperson, to get involved. But we need you to tell your neighbors, your friends, your co-workers. We need you to spread the word organically across the communities that you're coming from, because not enough people know about how they can make change in their communities today by holding the institutions accountable. Institutions don't make loans to institutions. People make loans to people. And we've got to get the people in those institutions to start responding to our needs.
For those of you who've been in the state for a while, you know that in North Carolina, we forced the payday lenders out. Thanks to, frankly, most of the people in this group. Everybody I'm looking at had some role in that almost. So thank you very much for that. They came in the state in '97. They formally became illegal again in 2001, but it took us 5 more years to get rid of them. Well, now payday lenders have been losing at the state level. There hadn't been another state, a new state that's authorized payday lending in years. And so they've turned their attention to Congress. they think they convince our federal Congress members to vote for them. And we need to organize and say no.
The dominant narrative in the media right now is that poor people got home loans beyond what they could afford, they stretched too far, and then they were the cause of all of these these foreclosures. But the truth is, subprime loans were offered at 8.5%. They were never a cheap product that allowed people to afford more than their income would stand. So it's a total fiction. And if we allow that story that community reinvestment, or as Ann Coulter, this crazy woman, says, she actually says the foreclosure crisis was caused because they gave your loan to an unqualified minority. That's her take on what this crisis is, and it's a total fiction. So we're going to, all of us, have to stand up and make sure that that message does not become the dominant message, because it's a lie. So we need to stand up and really help give people hope that they can get back into a home and not lose hope ourselves. Houses are less expensive now than they were, so there's a silver lining to all of this mess. And we have to spend the next 10 years getting poor people and people who are working back into home ownership as soon as we can.
Hey, I hope you're enjoying the show, the entertainment. And I hope that it's raising your consciousness about the need for financial reforms. It's an easy way to blame everybody for this. But it's really not so much about blame as taking responsibility for solving the problem so it doesn't happen again in the future. We encourage you to call your congressman and ask them to pass laws that protect consumers from predatory lending. Only take a minute and it'll make a big difference.